Hi guys, my name is Jack. I'm working on a new card game called The Club.
Okay.
And hold on, I need to throw some of the cards.
And Abby, say hi.
Hi.
Didn't you want to say a different language?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And they are just getting ready to go to bed, but they wanted to say goodbye.
Here are the
Or
cards.
hello, or whatever. Yep, there's your cards.
We have
And
the
goodbye, Jack.
twister. Hope we can pause that, and the time twister.
Okay, say see you later.
Bye.
All right, back to some facts about linear equations. Remember, through this whole lesson, what we're focusing on is slope-intercept form and finding those two things, finding our slope and our y-intercept. If we can find those two things, we can write an equation in slope-intercept form. Now, as I said before, there's different ways we can find slope. In this one here, determine the equation line that goes through these 2 points. We don't have a slope given to us, but we can find one. So if I have negative 5/4, nope, I'm sorry, negative 4, negative 5, and 2, 3. Remember, this is our x, this is our y coordinate, x coordinate, y coordinate. Now we can find the slope by using our slope formula. Remember, our slope formula is the difference in our y's, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now, I know some of us still want to put the x on the top. No, y, that's our rise, right? Up and down our y-axis. So you identify one of these to be your first point and one to be your second point. Okay, so I'm just, once you identify it, it's plugging things in. y2 is 3 minus y1, which is 5, over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is a negative 4. Keep, change, change. Keep, change, change. This ends up being 3 plus a negative 5, which is a negative 2, over 2 plus 4, which is 6. And it's always a good idea to reduce this. I can reduce 2 6 to 1/3. So this will be a negative 1/3. Okay? So now I have my slope, and I need my y-intercept. It doesn't tell me what my y-intercept is, but I learned from the last video that if I have a slope and a point, I can figure out what the y-intercept is. You guys, it doesn't matter which point you pick, because remember, they're both solutions. So I'm going to pick 2/3, okay? X value, y value. So my y is 3 equals my m, my slope, negative 1/3, times my x, which is 2, right, is 2 over 1, plus b. So again, I'm just filling in the things I know. Do not, 2 things. Don't panic because we're dealing with fractions. And the second thing is don't try to do all this in your head. Write it down. Okay, yeah, it's taking up a lot of room, but it's not, you know how to do all the little pieces. We're going to simplify and solve now. Can't really cross reduce, but I'm going to end up with a negative 2/3, just multiplying straight across, plus b. And then I'm going to add 2/3 to both sides to solve for b. Guys, this should look familiar. Okay, this is what we were doing last time. This time we just had to find our slope first instead of being able to do it with rise over run. Okay, so now I have 3 over 1 plus 2/3. I need a common denominator, so I'm going to make it 3 times both top and bottom by 3. And I'm going to end up with 9/3 plus 2/3 equals 11/3. So 11/3 is our b. Now I know my m and my b, so I can write an equation. Y equals a negative 1/3 times my x plus my b, 11/3. I know it's not pretty, but you know what, guys? It's kind of how real life data is. It's not going to work out perfectly. Find your slope. Plug in a point. You could have used negative 4/5. It wouldn't have mattered. Find your b. Once you have your m and your b, your slope and your y-intercept, you can write an equation. Okay? I'll do another example like this. All right, again, for this example right here, okay, I have 2 points, 0, negative 2, x coordinate, y coordinate, and 1, 5. X coordinate, y coordinate. Find your slope. How do we find our slope? Slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Identify 1 as your first point and 1 as your second point. Do that, plug things in. My y2 is 5. minus my y1, which is a negative 2, over my x2, which is 1, minus my x1, which is 0. Keep, change, change. That works out to be 7 over, well, 1 minus 0 is 1. So my slope is 7. Now we found our slope. We just need our y-intercept. So again, plug in a point. It doesn't matter, but I want to use this one because anytime you have a 0, especially the x, that means something's going to disappear because I'm multiplying. So my y is a negative 2. My m is 7 times my x, which is 0, plus b. Negative 2 equals, well, 7 times 0 is 0, b. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, it worked out nice and easy. Not the equation yet, though. Found our slope, found our y-intercept. Plug it in to our equation. Y equals my m, which is 7, times x, plus my negative 2. Or you could say minus 2 is fine. I know in all of this it can be confusing too that we're using slope-intercept form twice, and you feel, how do you know when you use it? Slope-intercept form, I can plug in this point right here, right? 7 times 1 plus a negative 2. What does that equal? 5. My y of 5. This equation works for any of the points. That's why it doesn't matter which one you pick. Okay, that's why you can use it to find a y-intercept. But we always want to put it back in this form so then maybe we can find some other points. Okay, find some other solutions. All right, so again, this whole thing is about find a slope, find a y-intercept. I didn't save the hardest for last. How's that? A line goes through the point 8, 3, x value, y value, and has a slope m equal to 4. Write the equation. Well, guess what? I need two things. Slope, got it. Y-intercept, don't got it. So take the information you are given and do the same darn thing we've been doing over and over. Plug in what you know, solve for what you don't know. I don't know what b is. I know what my m is. I have an x and y value. 3 in for y, 4 in for m, 8 in for x. Simplify and solve. 4 times 8 is 32 plus b. I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. Oh, nice not to have a fraction. But notice it doesn't change. We're doing it the same way. 3 plus a negative 32 or 3 minus 32 is a negative 29. That cancels. And we have b equals b, if I can write that. All right, so now I have my slope and in my y-intercept, you just plug it in for m and b. Y equals my m, which is 4, times my x's plus negative 29, or you could say minus 29. Kind of feel like we're doing the same thing over and over and over. We are. Guess what? We're going to do it one more time. The line goes to the point -1, -5. X value, Y value. Slope, yay, they give it to me as 6. Write an equation. Well, I have my slope, don't have my y-intercept. But I have slope-intercept form. And I can plug in what I need to know. My y is -5. My m is 6 times my x, which is a -1, plus b. -5 equals 6 times -1, which is a -6, plus b. Solving for b, so I have to get rid of -6, so I'm going to combine it with a positive 6. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. -5 plus 6 is 1, equals b. Now I have my b, I have my m. I can write an equation. Maybe. All right, guys. Over and over, and I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't make any mistakes and I'm on the wrong equation. There we go. I did good. All right, guys. Through all of these problems, we've done two things. We found a slope and we found a y-intercept. Sometimes a slope was given to us. Sometimes we had to do rise over run off the graph. Sometimes we had to use slope formula. Find the slope. Then use that and our slope-intercept form to find what our y-intercept is. Once you have those two things, you can write an equation in slope-intercept form.